it's Tuesday, and here we are. I've messed around with my audio, so I will have to listen to this back and see what it's like, so I don't have to wear any headphones. How are we, boys?
I'm having a great time, thank you.
Yeah? You're having a great... Why are you having such a great time, Owen?
Because I'm back on here.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
I took a week off. I don't like it.
Well, it's all right, so did we, because as I said earlier, it was just going to be Richard and I, and basically me shouting at Richard and turning him into a loony lefty as much as possible.
You're already on the left.
I know.
Stay left.
It's my normal position. How about you, Richard? How you been?
Been alright. Long day at college. Audio is fine on the stream.
Oh, is it? I hope you just checked it. Thank you very much.
Audio's
Good. Isn't he a good technical backstager, isn't he? I love it. Right, so it is National Youth Work Week this week, if people didn't know. I don't think you boys knew until I told you.
Nope.
So we're going to use this episode to talk a bit about what youth work actually is, what I do, what you expect of it, and field any questions anyone may have. So if you are watching, please give us a like, please give us a comment or anything we say or do, or just want to take a piss out of my bald head, or just swore there. Whoops.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Has a week off really broken you down?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I got picked up
1
by one of
minute,
the
30
directors
seconds
this morning.
Jeez.
I got picked up by one of the directors this morning, and I told her about me only swearing a couple of times, and you boys telling me off. And there we go. This is what happened. Right. So Laza said, making sure kids don't stick pencils up their nose. No, actually, that's their own responsibility, Lawrence. If I'm honest.
Lawrence, stay as a doorman. That's the best thing you can do.
Right. So it is National Youth Work Week. Do you guys know anything about National Youth Work Week? Oh, look. Oh, here's Laura. Yay!
Yay!
So Laura has made she put a lovely thing on Facebook earlier, which I'm going to read out and put in the comments a little bit at a time. So, yeah, what do you guys think National Youth Work Week is?
I think it's basically just a reassurance that youth work is a very much large community of individuals that do extra bits of work to help people, and young people and young adults as well.
Yeah.
But also youth work could be also for adults as well, because they also need people to go to, so youth work for them might help. But also it's
Youth
a community. Yeah, you never know. It's cheaper than a therapist.
Don't tell them that. We'll have all the adults turning up for youth work now.
The thing is, you're free. Youth work is free. Therapist, you have to pay for.
You're a charity.
Yeah.
So you might be able to. You maybe for adults, if you do adults, you could maybe leeway a little bit, like a £10 an hour.
£10 an hour. Oh my god!
It's better than it's better than £50 for 30 minutes with a therapist.
That's true. Yeah. I think you put a nice little point there though, Owen, about like youth work is also for adults. So, exactly what we do here as a TV show, getting your guys' points of view. I mean, like Lawrence is a friend of mine. He's been watching for ages because he wants to engage with you. He wants to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that's right, Lawrence. So,
and we love Lawrence on this program. We love Lawrence.
We do.
I mean, he's got some comments that's put. So we need so many more passionate leaders. And he used to do voluntary youth work for St John Ambulance, not just first aid, but the politics and backroom arguing ruined it and forced leaders away. Oh. So you should come join my youth work association. Just listen to me be left all the time.
I think I feel that some of the little gatherings with your bosses, with Lawrence and you in the room, would be more worse than the.
No, do you know what? It wouldn't. I've been telling my bosses about Lawrence anyway, and about because we've got different political ideas, but it doesn't mean we can't talk about it. And though I may have rants, shall we say, I can when I'm at youth work, I am as neutral as I can be.
Though that doesn't always happen. Laura, take notes, Laura. Laura, take some notes.
Yeah, so Lawrence just actually put up like he is a delicate flower, so he will struggle with it. Totally not true. So, Richard, what do you think National Youth Work is?
I think it's what Owen said, but I'm gonna add another thing, and it's to give a shout out to the youth workers.
Yeah.
This week, because youth workers do. Would you count it as a hard job? Or
challenging is a nice word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought there. I couldn't remember what I was going to say.
I kind of realised there, mate. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I'm gonna put up what Laura said. I'm gonna put it actually. She's written it nice in tiny paragraphs, so I'm gonna put it up, like, copy and paste it in the chat as we go. But I think for me, like, what National Youth Work Youth Work Week is as well, is actually people realising that youth work still goes on. Because I discussed this just before we went live briefly, but I know you boys have come to youth groups with us, right? But there's a whole generation of young people and who are now adults who had no access to youth groups or youth clubs. It just wasn't there. So, I mean, Lawrence and Laura, we're all a similar age, so we probably would have had youth groups at your age, and I remember going to them in my hometown. But after about 2000, 2005, they all disappeared. They're all gone.
What? 2005?
Yeah, 2005. So the old Labour government, in what they really did is they started not putting as much money in, and then when the Conservatives came in with austerity, they just put the nail in the coffin, basically, and they're all gone. So yeah, so for me, there's lots of gaps, I think, where
damn you, Tony Blair.
Tony Blair was just basically a right Labour leader, really, to be honest. So,
not a very good Prime Minister, from what I've been told.
And so Laura said, so Labour killed youth workers. No,
damn you, Tony Blair.
They just started the downturn, which the Conservatives kind of finished. But now we're in this situation where youth work is coming back, and people don't really know what it's about. So National Youth Work for me, I think, is a chance to explain it. So I'm just gonna kind of copy what Laura said from her thing, anyway, and put it in the chat and then show it. So it's National Youth Work Week this week, a role I'm immensely passionate about. Today I'm going to shout about us. Youth work comes in many shapes and sizes these days. Some amazing things happen with young people all over the country. Okay, so that's the first part. So you should cut this up really nicely so it kind of goes into the chat. So once I load it up, I can put it back up. Youth workers don't just support young people to play pool. We educate, counsel, guide, empower, mentor, play, manage conflict, amongst other roles. Next bit. Going to sue me for plagiarizing our own stuff. So. We have those difficult conversations with which other adults avoid, like ones about sex and relationships, identity, racism, drugs, knife crime, and self-harm. I'm just going to read the next bit, actually, because that's getting a bit irritating for me. So we source food options, activities, and safe places, often with very little resource or support. We facilitate opportunities for personal growth in ways that other services are just not able to. We are often the first trusted adult that many young people meet who isn't family or their teacher, and we always champion young people. It's a sector that is hugely unsung, unrecognised and undervalued. So here's a shout out to all those delivering youth work in borrowed buildings, out on the streets, in the cold and dark, at skate parks, campfires, on residential trips, in schools, and probably still online. Here we are.
We're the onliners.
We're likely doing it for free too, but your passion and dedication to young people is humbling. I'm proud to be a part of it. # National Youth Work Week 2021. So there we go. I think that was all really good.
It was really nice. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so that's all this week. Apparently I'm just going to share this so I can show people as well. So if you go to the NYA National Youth Agency, you'll get some more details. They're also doing Champions of Youth Work, so they're celebrating the Champions of Youth Work around the country. So youth workers in any way, shape, or form. So you can nominate people on there. So honestly, I'm not talking about me, but I think for lots of young people, this could be a way of just talking about what's been accomplished. I think not just individuals, but like organisations. I think is just important. And then Laura's put up there, I waffle a lot, don't I? No, you don't.
No, that was perfectly fine. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
So
don't sue us.
Lawrence, I'm gonna come to your question in a second. Laura said young people can also be nominated for their engagement. Oh,
That's intriguing. That's good.
Right, that's all three of us with 2 votes each. Oh no, actually, I can give each of you 3 votes because I've got 2 email addresses. There we go.
Ooh.
Right,
I can give you 2.
Lawrence, I'm going to get to your question in a bit because I want to get these boys' personal experiences. I want them to kind of tell their story. So, which one of you is brave enough to go first?
I'll go
first. Oh, okay.
So,
Richard got me there first. Damn it.
What I want you to do, I want
Alright.
to talk about your personal experience of youth work, and basically how long you've been going, and what it's meant for you.
Where do I start? I've been going to Free2talk Youth Club for how long have I known you, James? It's been a while.
5 years, isn't it? 5 years.
So around 7 years now.
Yeah.
And youth work has really helped me a lot with my confidence. I think if I wasn't part of youth club, I wouldn't be where I am today. I've been streaming on Twitch. I don't think I would have been able to because I'd be too shy to do it. They have taught me a lot of stuff, definitely about politics with Free2talk TV. Yeah, up my brain. Question a lot of things that I thought were actually okay. Met some amazing people. These 2 boys up here. Yeah, and they, like Laura said, they really do help out with everything and anything that you need help with. I don't think I really have any struggles while I was there, but I know my sister has had a couple, and they have really helped her out a lot. I think I can say on her behalf.
Wicked. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. I'm just gonna, before we go to Owen, I'm gonna ask you a couple of extra questions though. So,
Right.
do you think youth clubs are worse or as good or better than having school?
Oh, I'll say most people will say better because with school it's more education, where with youth club it's education plus having fun. Like Laura said, playing pool, playing cards, talking to people. Yeah, I would say better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. I just wanted to see what your opinion was based on that. So, obviously you've had the experience of Free2talk for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Free2talk really only started doing youth groups around near you 10 years ago. So you were quite lucky to kind of be involved there. So do you think every town needs a youth club?
I'll say yes, because like I said, it really helped me a lot. And I dare say other people in the UK will also need this help.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Wicked. Right, Owen, what about your experience? Tell us a bit about it.
So I didn't go directly to Free2talk straight away. I was introduced to it by some friends who were already there. Some people from college saying that come join us at youth club. You probably enjoy it. You get to hang out with us outside of college. So one day I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll come down. I come down. I first meet you as well, James. I first meet you because I met you through my friend who was also getting mentoring at the time, seeing how that works. So I got that at first hand before I even started anything. Obviously, I started going to some youth clubs and stuff. I started going, it was nerve-wracking at first. I do have quite a very high anxiety rate when it comes to new things and new experiences. I'm more comfortable in a routine, so when there's something that isn't a routine or something completely different and new, I do feel very anxious about it and very nervous. In some cases, I do feel nerve-wracking to be a bit nauseous, but luckily I haven't gone bleh. But as soon as I started, I met some incredible more people. If it's all right, I want to name drop. I met my friend Becky, Ginger Becky. I met Ginger Becky properly through there. I knew her briefly at college, but I got to meet her much more at youth club. I got to meet Gracie at youth. Yeah, I can't say it now. Youth club. I got to meet Kyle and Sam a bit more. Alan, personal Alan, definitely, and got to hang out with them a little bit more than in an educational environment, and I loved it. Later on down the line, I went through a bit of a spiral, or as another term, as my friend would say, down the rabbit hole, as it were. So, and you noticed this, James, and you said maybe we will just start doing a little bit of more, like mentoring work with you, see what we can just do for you. And I went for it. I was like, I need this. I think this is going to make a huge impact. So I did it. I may not be the most dramatic of all people.
What do you mean you're the most dramatic? You're doing theatre at college.
Yeah, true. True. But when it comes to my past and experiences, I know a lot of my friends have had it worse than me. I understand that. And they understand that because I don't understand. I don't understand it. But every minute I did spend with James in Western Favours McDonald's, just having a sit down, just one-to-one, it helped. It was just someone to talk to, just someone that actually listened, because sometimes that's what you need. They don't need to say anything. You just need to know that they actually are listening. And James, my youth worker, definitely was listening to me. You listen.
Stop it! You're gonna make me cry.
If you start crying and it seeps back into your face, it might actually grow some hair.
Wow.
And see, this is another thing that I got to do. I got to bond with James and make fun with him, be fun with him, and I loved it. So obviously when youth club had to close down because of COVID-19 back at the very beginning of 2020, that was my last year I could have gone to youth club and got even more knowledge from them. The atmosphere that they had in the clubs was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It made me anxious a little bit sometimes, but as soon as I kept going, it was great. I felt more at home there, felt proper there. I got to be with my mates, but also do a little bit more learning. I'll quote to you as well, Richard, that it was educational but fun as well. I got to see James hanging out with other young people in the kitchen, teaching them how to cook. I had Kevin in the main little hall area at the tables with younger, probably I think about 15 years old. I think it's like 13 to 19 is like the oldest, right?
12 to 19.
12. So about 12 or 13-year-olds, he was just there, just doing some fun stuff with them, educating them. And me and my group were right at the back on top of the stagey bit. And that was just great. It was just great. And I'll say exactly the same thing as Richard. I probably wouldn't be here the same way if I didn't have the time with you, James. I wouldn't have met Richard, who I didn't even realize he was there. So Free2talk has definitely been a massive, massive impact for me.
Yeah.
Because it's made me more and more of the person I want to be. Someone that listens.
Yeah.
Someone that listens and just helps. Because I try and help my friends, but James has helped me so that I can help my friends.
Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, we're having such a tender moment. Yeah, so I'll just interrupt with Laura. So thanks for sharing your stories. People need to know how important these things are for you. So we need to shout out about them. That's the other thing about Youth Work Week. It's not just about the youth workers. It's about you. It's about what you've accomplished. So Lawrence put earlier, I found youth clubs as opposed to sports clubs are great for social interaction, self-development, and also dealing with issues outside the house. I think what James's college do is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we need more of you. So that's what I like. So Laura does it as well. She worked with us worked with me at Free2talk before you came to Lodge Farmo, and so we had loads of fun there. And so now we're shouting out about it. So you've made me feel real feelings. I just made me feel real feelings.
Well, you had a massive impact on me. You have a massive impact on me.
Do you know what? I'm really, really, really so proud to hear. It makes me very happy myself. So thank you very much. So going from your experiences, I mean, obviously not all young people go to youth groups or youth clubs. Do you think there's any alternative to youth clubs that young people can get involved in, other than the obvious like sports clubs? Do you think there's any other things they can access, or do you think you would be good idea for them to access?
See, the only other option that is outside of school that isn't sport related that I know of is probably the Scouts, like the Beavers, Cub Scouts, Explorer Scouts. They teach more about environment. They also teach a bit more about community. They explore in a physical way, and they help with communities. But also they do exactly the same thing. They have fun, but they also have traditional things, because the Scouts are very much they follow like a religious sort of thing. So they go to the churches every Remembrance Day, Easter, Christmas, all those sort of, you would go to those events to pay homage to your sector as well.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of them. I've went to several scout camps in Overston where I got to see different ones from different counties, and there's so many people there, and it's all different ages, and it's a lovely community as well.
Yeah.
So the Scouts is probably something you can do, but that's for most young people over the age of 10 and a half, you probably start doing the Scouts and the Explorer Scouts. For younger people, you could start at the age of 6 for Beavers, move up to 8, and then you go into the Cubs, 8 to 10 and a half, the Scouts. So you just work your way through. You earn badges about different achievements you get. I think I've still got my Scout shirt somewhere and my Cub shirt from all the badges that I've earned.
No. Cool. All right. Well, just before I go to Richard, so Lawrence has put up ACF, CCF, so that's Combined Cadet Force, police cadets, things like those. Amazing for youth. And then he's got a little quote from Robert, actually, wrong one. Sorry, Lawrence, you just put a quote up just there. So scouting. So Robert Baden-Powell, bees should be idolised. They honour their queen and kill the unemployed, which just sounds a bit dangerous to me. So Lawrence is a royalist that wants to kill the unemployed. Weird. Richard, have you got any other suggestions?
I actually couldn't think of any before Owen said Scouts, but then I was just thinking maybe something to do with like after school clubs.
Yes.
Like if there's something you're passionate in that the college is doing, then the college. Yeah, 7-year-olds are going to college now. They're growing up too fast. If there's something passionate that you are enjoying at school, after school club could help with that. And also, I think with my experiences doing a couple after school clubs, the teacher, it's a lot better with like getting a teacher because it's not in a classroom full of 40 children. It's in the classroom with 10 children.
Yeah. I mean, because when I at my school, I had access to lots of after school activities, but this is kind of going to draw into some of my difficulties with stuff like police cadets, CCF, Sea Scouts, all that kind of stuff. It costs money, so it always costs money. Now, the thing about obviously youth groups that we do, it's free. So that is always a challenge. It's an impasse. It's a wall, like to actually getting young people to take part. And after school clubs, I like to pay for them as well because they're extra stuff that you put on. Now, also for scouts, because Laura, are you still? I don't know if Laura's still a scout leader, but I'm sure you were, Laura, wouldn't you? It's very easy for people like the scouts to get funding over little old me going, I've got a youth group for some kids in Blackthorn, for example, and they'll go, ugh, I don't like that area, and then they won't give you any money. whereas Joe Bloggs down Exham Brook, he's got a lovely scout hut, and is religious, talking about religion and nice kids and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and they get the money. Which is a difficulty thing. So, and Laura's added, lots of groups do have a cost attached for uniform or attendance, which does stop some young people going. And Laura, yes, not now, but yes, Explorer Scout leader for 9 years. So 9 years.
Wow.
9 years of teaching kids. Great.
What scouting sector was she? Because I was 24th Abington Scouts.
Oh, hold on. You'll have to let us know, Laura, in the chat. Yeah. He's at 24th Abington. So Lawrence has then put up a very interesting thing. Maybe you should get companies attached.
So, had to add that little.
Let's privatise the youth sector. I don't believe in at all. So. Because there's always that money. I mean, and I know why Lawrence is suggesting this, like getting companies to like sponsor you in some reason. But for me, right, youth work should be like we've got the National Youth Work Agency. There should be national guidance, just like schools and funding. It should be part of social care and all that kind of stuff for me. Okay. What about you? What do you boys think? Where do you think the money should come from? I mean, should it be like national, local, or we'll just get loads of money somewhere?
I think it would. Yeah, I'll go. I think it should be in the Treasury Department. I think they should give out just like as much as they do for all like social work and stuff. Mm. Youth work is classified as social work in some description, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't even know why they don't even include it in the first place.
Yeah.
Because if they classify social work with adults and elderly, what about the children? What about them?
Yeah. I mean,
what about them?
Happens. I mean, I've dealt with other organisations locally, right? That I'm really keen to have adult-related groups in, but as soon as you say there's a youth work element attached, they're like, "Oh, don't want kids around here." I'm pretty sure Laura will back this up as well. Like, they're just like lots of people don't want to support you young kids because you should be seen and not heard, and actually not even seen. Stay home, stay indoors all the time.
Are you ordering a curfew? Are you ordering a curfew? That's one vote away from James from Prime Minister.
No, honestly, I've heard comments before from adults in some areas that actually want curfews for young people.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Honestly, honest to God. So, right. So I'm just going to go through some of. So Laura was the Overson Explorers.
The Overson Scout.
Voluntary. The groups are funding through subs. And then Lawrence has got a very good idea for getting money for youth work. Taxable voluntary donation.
Cha-ching.
Which I really like.
That's funny, but I don't think many people would do that.
No, don't even try. So then he's put it's clearly a moral issue, because some companies shouldn't be giving money to youth, but currently they're the highest earning. But whereas James and Laura want the best for the kids, some just want the money. I mean, I think this is a fear from everything. Like, I mean, you know what a benefit cheat is, don't you, boys?
I think so.
Yeah, no, go on, Owen, try and explain it.
I think a benefit. What was it again? A benefit
cheat.
A benefit cheat. A benefit cheat is just like someone promotes themselves within something that they're promoting as well. So they're promoting Free2talk, for instance, and then they expect Free2talk to like sponsor them as well.
It's like, not quite.
Okay.
Not quite.
So I'm wrong.
So no, it's fine. It's fine. So you know when people go on benefits like universal credit or PIP, which is the disability money, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get that from the job centre or local government or whatever, where it comes from. And there's always this big fear of people claiming that fraudulently. So it's a bit like me claiming PIP and saying I've got a dodgy leg and I can't walk anywhere, when in actual fact I'm a dancer. Yeah. So I think part of going back to what Lawrence said, there's always this fear about giving something away for nothing and people taking advantage of that. Right now, so actually, Lawrence just put it up there. So someone who claims benefits from the government claiming baldism.
That's a good use of a different word there. That's a good use of a different word there. And it also is representing one of the people on this panel.
Yeah, so it's really funny.
Yeah,
really
okay.
Funny. So,
but coming back to it, yeah. Okay. Yeah, in that case, if someone is claiming something which is absolutely hobgoblin of the truth, then yeah, that's a worry. But then in those situations, don't you think people would be checking it to make sure it is?
Well, I mean, so the difficulty with the benefit one was like there's we went through this moment. I don't know if you remember Benefit Street or anything, which was on Channel 4. It was classed as like benefits porn, right? And because it was promoting these people that live in poverty claiming benefits, and that's all they did. They didn't look for work, they didn't do anything, they spent it on cigarettes or whatever. Yeah. But the actual reality, I mean, I can't get the figures up at the moment because I didn't prepare for this bit talking about benefits, is the actual figures of benefit fraud are like 0.0000 like 1%. So it's like a tiny fraction. But obviously people have got it in their head, I can't give them anything, something for nothing, can't give them that for free, because they'll misappropriate the funds. Now, do you think that would be a problem with youth work?
I don't know. I don't know, because if youth work claims that they don't have enough money to support young people, to have activities for them to make them feel better, have fun, or they don't have the facilities to put them in a safe environment for an hour or so, then the benefits saying, if you put that through the benefits office saying, this is what we want to do, we don't have our own funding for it, and the benefits of this is these children will have a bit more of a enjoyable experience with us so that they can get a better step forward in their ambitious goal, then obviously that's okay. But if someone is claiming that, but in the other option, the worry is if you claim this, saying all these things, when in actual fact all the children are already okay there, and they have activities that are just as good, then yeah, that's fraud, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would think that the benefits office would have to do a thorough check before they would give that out, because they need to make sure that this isn't going to be taken advantage. They are genuinely asking for a benefit just for other people. They're not benefiting on themselves. They're benefiting it on someone else.
Yeah.
I feel it's like you ask.
Yeah, I had to put Leanne's comment there. Yes, Owen.
It's like Free2talk will ask the benefits office, we don't want the money. We don't want to keep the money for ourselves and pay our workers, as it were. We want to use the benefits money for the charity to help the children. Because
feed you like I used to. Feed you all like I used to. Like all
Actually,
70 of you to turn up at Lodge Farm.
Well, to be perfectly honest, you didn't just feed us. Some of the other youth club members feeded us as well because they were getting involved, which is also another thing that if you couldn't have the money to do so, you wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just before I go to you, Richard, I'm just gonna show some of the comments that we've had. So Lawrence, the last one is, in the ideal world, Owen, yes, the pen pushers don't care. Once the papers have been approved, it keeps their desk clean. So they've hit their figures. So
okay, so just explain that a little bit to me, Just explain that.
So in the we're talking ideals of how it works. So he's talking about I'm going to show his next comment. So he's got onset Parkinson's disease. I'm not allowed to claim benefits because they don't see it as needing funding. Yet I know someone claiming disability but dances at the weekend. So there's very much an unequal way that benefits are approved or taken away. Okay, so as an example, Lawrence is getting disability for Parkinson's. That's probably because he's classed as you're able, Lawrence, right? But I've got another friend who's got very severe Parkinson's, and he gets benefits. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to talk about an ideal world.
Yeah. I don't know what Parkinson's is.
So Parkinson's is a degenerative disease, and the easiest way of explaining it, I suppose, is like it makes you shake quite a lot. Really.
Okay.
Can't grip anything.
Does it like progress worse?
Progressively gets worse. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I just got that.
So that's basically
okay. I got that.
My other friend who's got very severe Parkinson's, he's constantly like this, like all of the time.
Okay.
All of the time. Okay. So it is degenerative. I'm just going to go back to what Laura said as well. I think a lot of people don't understand what youth work is and what youth workers do. So because it's hard to understand, it's easy to not want to pay people to do it. Those who have the money want to know exactly what they're spending it on. So youth work is hard to prove as it's different for everyone. And also, I might add, look, when I say I'm a youth worker to people, or if you have to quantify what you've done with young people, now when I explain it, oh yeah, we had 50 kids come to youth club and they just hung out and we made some dinner, right? Doesn't sound like much, does it? At all?
No.
But when you look at it on an individual basis, like you now talking about the impact youth workers had, and Richard talking about the impact youth workers had, it's much more powerful. It's much more real. It's because it's personalizing and putting a face to the story. So that's part of the important thing. So
if you said about like we just hung out and ate food, that's a very vague description of it. Yeah. If you went into a little bit more detail, say you rented out Lodge Farm, didn't you? You rented it. You rented out a safe space that everyone was able to travel to. Yeah. We have a kitchen in there for food, drinks, so that they are hydrated and have something to eat. You've got another open bit of space as well, so that other people can just sit down, chat with other people, but also have enough room for activities, so like drawing, games, board games, and just general activities. But you've also got the outdoor space as well for a bit more fresh air, so that some people might smoke, so they might just want to freely smoke, just be who they want to be. So they've got that option as well. So we give options around. Yeah. That's a bit more of an in-depth description about it. And then obviously, if they still don't understand, boo them. But no. But I guess I understand what you mean when I understand most people, when someone doesn't understand something, they want to avoid it because if they don't understand it, why would you go for it? But if you understand it, then maybe you give it a chance. But I can see what Laura is saying that it's different for everyone, so you can't get an accurate description of what youth work is. I can see that.
Richard, have you got anything to add?
No, I don't even know what the question. To be honest,
I feel like we've been talking too much, and you've just gone.
I agree with everything you said. I just didn't know what the question was. I have to go for a minute.
I think we kind of went off on a monologue.
Tangent.
A duologue, just me and Owen going.
We'll be appearing on Avenue Q next week. Come and join us.
Avenue Q. We touched a bit on benefits, what that is, and what youth work is. I think because I've just realised the time has absolutely flown.
Oh God!
Is there anything else you want to say about youth work at all?
Youth work has definitely have more impacts than typical teacher psychologists can do, because they travel to different schools, see different people, and you don't see them as frequent. Youth work, you do get the chance to see them a bit more frequently. They don't do one-to-one mentoring all the time, but certain people they do, and they try and do it every week, every other week maybe, but at least it's consistent instead of a teacher psychologist coming like every once a month on a different day. And they have to see like 60 kids in one school in that day, and it's chaotic. So I think youth work has a bit more of an impact when it comes to mental health for children than it does in actual schools. Mm-hmm. So I do think that it's a very much a key environment community for young people to explore and enjoy. And because you can enjoy it. Me, and I can think Richard could say the same thing, we've both enjoyed it being there.
Yeah.
We're still enjoying it right now because we're right here with you.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Wow.
Richard, have you got anything to add?
No, not really. I think Owen summed it up perfectly.
All right. Just on talk about youth work. It was one of Lawrence's questions earlier, but I'm going to kind of Leanne just jumped in and go, "Wow, that's the cutest." Yes, I am the cutest. Thank you, Leanne. So Lawrence put up a question very much earlier about youth work, saying, if youth workers were paid more, do you think more people would do it? Okay. Now, I'm going to change this a little bit, because lots of the youth work sector is voluntary. That's it. It's unpaid. So you have to do a normal job and then youth work. I'm in a position where I actually get paid to be a youth worker. Do you think if you're a youth worker, you should just get paid? There's a question.
If you're a professional youth worker that you go off and actually do mentoring with one-to-one with very young people with needs or people with difficulties in mental health, where you have to be very serious and professional, you would get paid for that. If you came to a youth club, for instance, hanged out with the children, say that you'll be given what?
It just sounded a bit bad the way you were saying. Just hang out with the children, yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
sorry.
That's all right.
Carry on.
Going to a youth club every so weeks, interacting with young people. That's a better way of putting it. Interacting with young people, having fun with them, getting them to share a few little bits and bobs, but you then report that into a little notebook so that the people that would be looking out for them that get paid for it. Yeah. So basically, if you just go to a youth club just to help as extra staff, that would be voluntary work.
Yeah.
But if you were doing the nitty gritty and being I think a good example is James and me. You do the big mentoring bits and bobs. I'm a volunteer and I just help my friends. I'm not a professional, but sometimes they come and talk to me a little bit just so that they can just let things go.
Yeah.
I don't suggest anything. I don't go to the police about anything in serious. I don't do any of that. Obviously, if it's a really, really serious thing, then maybe I will, but I try not to. I always try to find another avenue at the moment, or I refer to you, James. So I think a good example would be James and me, that James would get paid for what he does. I don't, because what I'm doing is more just voluntary work. It is voluntary work. So if more paid if more youth workers did what you did, James, more people did that, then yes, they would should get paid for it. But if you're doing what I do, then it's a voluntary thing.
And I can just give you chocolate.
Chocolate and free membership on Xbox Game Pass, and that I get the chance to keep doing what I'm doing, then yes.
Yeah, good point. Richard, what about you? What do you think?
It's a hard one, that one. I feel like what Owen said with I think the best thing to do is like keep note of what the person has done on a timely basis. I'll say maybe 4 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
See what they have done. If they have gone down to the nitty-gritty, like Owen said, then yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. But if they're there, like Owen said, just doing volunteering and just helping out bits and bobs, then yeah, that's just voluntary work.
Cool. Excellent. Right. So that's enough about National Youth Work Week.
We've spent 45 minutes of our TV show about it. We've talked about 45 minutes about it.
You monopolise my time all the time, don't you? Right, so I'm just going to put the link to the National Youth Agency in the chat. So if anyone watching is interested, they can go on there. You should also be able to find on there I'm going to just put it to about the Youth Work Week on there as well. Yeah, there we go. So you can champion, you can nominate anyone you want if you want to. You don't have to. Any other young people, I might look at young people to nominate actually tomorrow. Might look at that. So there we go. Right, we've got not long left. So
no.
I might save this because it's only just started the COP26 climate conference in Glasgow. Anybody know what that is?
That's about climate change across the entire Europe, I think.
Yeah, well, entire world.
Entire world, okay. I thought it was just the Europe sector. I thought like
no,
America, South America, and Asia had their own sort of things.
Yeah, no, it's the entire world.
Had a bit of a lag spike there.
Yeah, that's fine. So a few bits on there is Boris Johnson has made a couple of faux pas with it. The first one being that the hotel that an Israeli minister was booked into had no wheelchair access. She was in a wheelchair, so that was a bit bad. But also, I need to show this because this is our glorious leader, everybody, asleep.
And you know what? You also want to know something else about that image? He's the only one that's not wearing a mask.
Yeah. So yeah, I might, because there's been lots of stuff about masks as well. So, but also this leads into what Lawrence has said. He's asked, "Is it who's got a poppy?" So
yes,
it's Remembrance Day soon. I haven't got my poppy yet because I've lost my poppy badge that I've got, which I'm a bit annoyed about. So yeah, if I don't know if you boys got poppies or you'll be wearing a poppy. I mean, obviously it's up to you.
I'll be wearing a poppy.
Wicked. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it really. Other than showing I've got some pictures of the great Northampton Tornado. So
yes.
I'm going to share some of that.
Wait, was that last year?
Lawrence said,
Saturday,
please don't feel pressured, guys. Yeah, Saturday. But you can get red poppies, you get white peace poppies as well. So yeah, there's a bit for everybody. I mean, I generally do get a poppy every year. Well, my badge one, which I can't find. Other people do, but it's entirely up to you.
So the tornado was on Saturday.
It was during the weekend.
I thought it would have been Sunday.
So here's some of the pictures. So the Northampton Tornado. So these pictures have been sent into the Northampton Chronicle. I'm just going to zoom in a bit to show the pictures a bit better. So gazebo on a roof of a engine. That's in Sywell. I mean, the race course is pretty bad. Yeah, tree through a window there. That's where I used to live. just right next to that shop.
Oh God! Oh my!
So that tree's
I know exactly what that road is. I'm glad I don't take that road to work.
Yeah, because Connor lives down there as well. Let's look a few more. A bent over lamppost on the race course.
Wow.
The shed was picked up in the winds. Yeah, and that's all across the race course, like lots of down trees. So it was pretty violent.
Wow. So no actual video of the
what?
So no actual video image of the tornado spinning.
No, didn't get any of that.
The one last year literally went right across near my house. Actually, we mentioned it. Yeah, it went. That was last year. It wasn't a big one, but this one I clearly think it is a big one.
That's funny.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is, though, I slept through it. I slept right through it.
So it wasn't that exciting then?
Well, I mean, both of my neighbours' fences are down, and the house at the end, their big tree fell. And that ruined their gate and the house opposite them gate.
It's impressive. I like it.
I'm probably the only house in the lane that didn't.
Oh, just lost Owen. Hello, Ben. Wasn't a tornado straight line wind, apparently. Oh, thanks for coming on, Ben. So I'm going to wait for Owen to come on before we do. Oh, there he is, back on. So we're going to go through.
What happened there?
Your internet just cut out, both of them.
Yeah, that was weird.
You've been having a bit of delay problems.
Maybe.
Right. So we're going to finish off with things that have made us happy or something we want to share from the week. So, Richard, you can go first. What have you got? What are you excited about?
Owen said to me before we started streaming that Eternals comes out Friday, which I am excited for.
Excellent.
But I had got off last week because it was study review week, and me and my friend been watching old Nickelodeon shows.
Ooh, Nickelodeon. Oh, which one particularly?
So far?
We're just about to finish iCarly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep, and we've been watching. We just started Victorious.
Cool. Excellent.
Victorious is actually a really good TV show. It really is.
I've never seen it. Should I check it out?
It's basically around a drama like school and performing arts, and it's around about these young teenagers, and it's quite entertaining. Some of it is very dramatized, as it were.
Yeah.
It's a typical It's like a typical American style school environment.
Right.
So
fair play.
All I'm gonna say is, though, if you don't watch the show, don't worry. Listen to the soundtrack.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can agree with that.
Just before we go to you, Owen. So Lawrence has said James and I, original generation Nickelodeon cartoon network. Get in Johnny Bravo. Oh, Johnny Bravo was a classic.
Johnny Bravo. I actually know what that is.
Me too.
But if you want to watch good TV shows, Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah, Hong Kong Phooey was pretty good. I mean, I've got to say, my cartoons were so the original Transformers cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Jason the Wheeled Warriors. That was a good one. Inhumanoids. Yeah, some great ones. And yeah, Ben. So need to watch Stop It and Tidy Up, narrated by Terry Wogan. Stop It and Tidy Up. You can find every episode on YouTube, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So Owen, what's your happy stuff?
So one of my happy things is I think probably about 4 years ago, I went to a place called States up north, and that's when I first bought my first proper comic books. I bought Batman Year One, and I bought this book, the Injustice books. And for the last couple of years, I've had to keep waiting until they released the entire complete collections. So now I have all five. I've got all five. Got all five, and I'm really looking forward to reading them all again. I've read 1 to 3, but not 4 and 5. So I'm looking forward to finding out what this is all about. I like these book collections because they're absolutely brilliant.
Wicked.
I'm also saying that I'm also looking forward to watching Venom tomorrow. Perks about working in a cinema. Perks of working in a cinema, I get VIP seats quite easily. I think I paid for 3 VIP tickets. I paid for the maybe a little bit cheaper than a normal standard ticket.
Now you're just showing off.
I am showing off. I am showing off a little bit, but also I would like to mention as well, if you're still going to the cinemas, please make sure you bring some ID because you might need to be ID'd no matter what film you go and see. Particularly the new films that are 15, so like Venom, you're gonna have to bring ID for that. Last Night in Seoul, the new one, that new film's just come out. That's an 18. Make sure you bring ID for that. If you're Halloween Kills is still in the cinema at the moment, so you're going to bring ID for that. And I can't remember the last one. That's a 15. I can't remember, but just make sure if you are 15 to 18, or even 18 plus a little bit, please bring some ID. The ID that View accepts is passports, driver licenses, or provisional driver's licenses, or citizenship cards. We do not accept college IDs, university IDs, or birth certificates because they can all easily be frauded. Trust me, we've had a few, so I have to mention it.
Right, okay. Fair play. Well, Lawrence just wants to point out that Nacho's large drink times 2. He had to get a mortgage, so. And then Ben has said, if James shaves, he looks a third of his age. I do. I look really young. It's really weird.
I don't think I've ever seen James without a beard.
So my girlfriend won't let me do it again. It's a bit too freaky.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I'll find a picture of me.
But to be perfectly honest, you with a beard is quite good.
Yeah, it is a good. And also, according to oh dear. Right, so my happy things, like I basically I went to Brighton at the weekend. That was quite nice. Over Halloween, didn't dress up, just had a nice weekend. But I have got a video. Obviously, I've got a video. I've always got a video to share. Now, this video is. Have you seen the videos where people like with their dogs do the tricks and stuff? Yeah. Now the reaction of these dogs I really like. No, I don't think there's actually any sound. You have to watch it.
Oh, I remember this.
And she's gone. What do we do? Fight! That's really stupid.
Play it again.
One more time.
Play it again. It's just a subtle look of their face. It's just like turn.
Just automatic.
It's just like
automatic.
It's like when you look at someone staring at someone just briefly. You look to them. You're like.
Right. Anyway, well, thanks for all that have watched, all that have commented, and joined us in the conversation about National Youth Work Week, or anyone that listens to or watches it back. Shame you couldn't be alive, but please enjoy. Please give us any more comments you want. But thanks, Richard. Thanks, Owen, for coming on, and we're going to say bye to the stream.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.